$18 an hour. That's my paycheck right now. Working full time, that's all I take home. Now, if that's all you knew about this career that I'm in, you'd probably close the tab right now. But with the certificate that I'm working towards, I can work in this same environment making up to 6 figures. So what would actually change from $18 per hour to 6 figures? Well, that's what this whole video is about. What mechanics make starting out, how the pay climbs stage by stage, and one factor that matters more than all of them combined. Something that almost nobody talks about until after they've gone through it. Now I'm documenting every part of this, $18 an hour included, because I think people like me that are trying to get into aviation and don't know anybody deserve to know the real numbers. So if you're interested in that, I would suggest that you subscribe and join the journey, because the next video will help you as well. And if you don't know where you fit in this field yet, I built a free 2-minute career quiz, and I'll put that in the description. Now let's climb the ladder from where I am now. General aviation shops in my area start aircraft mechanics around $25 an hour. And that's kind of the same rung that I'm at right now. Even though I only make $18 an hour, I'm using that time that I have to go to school and get my A&P certificate quicker. As soon as I get my A&P certificate, I'll be making $33 an hour at the same job I'm at right now. If I was making $25 an hour at a general aviation shop as an apprentice, it would take me 3 years, which is 1 more year than I'm taking right now, to get up to $30 an hour. So by starting out at a regional airline at $18 an hour, I can grow up to $70,000 per year in just 18 months. But before we get there, let's go through one thing that trips people up. A higher hourly wage doesn't always necessarily mean more money in your pocket, depending on where you live and how much the cost of living is. A mechanic making less than another mechanic that lives in a higher cost of living area can end up with more money in his pocket in the long run. But mechanics that live in usually more busy areas get more overtime, and so that can add up as well. None of those is really the real driver though. The real driver is becoming the person that a shop can't afford to lose. In 5 years being in the industry, you're not the mechanic that is asking all these questions anymore. You've diagnosed hundreds of problems, worked on many different aircraft, and people just trust your ability without having to double check. That's really when pay starts to go up. MRO facilities can pay mechanics up to $41 an hour. And just one step above that is corporate aviation. Mechanics that work on private jets can get paid up to $71 an hour. That can be up to $150,000 a year. And that's already at the same range of the top of this industry, with the same certificate you had at day one. Completely different paycheck. The only thing that's changed is your experience level. That's what moves the lever. Another thing that can get you paid a little bit more is to be specialized. If you're the mechanic that somebody calls when something specific breaks or is hard to troubleshoot, you're the one that is hard to replace. Things like avionics, composites, electronics, advanced troubleshooting, those are the skills that cost more because fewer people know how to do them. You can stack that with an IA or inspector authorization and become a leader or manager in many shops. When you add responsibility, it adds value. For most mechanics, this is still stepping towards the top rung for most people. The major airlines, like Delta, United, Southwest, and American, at those companies, pay climbs with seniority, so it's more valuable to get into those positions earlier. And mechanics that can do that regularly land well into the 6-figure income, some topping out to $140,000 before overtime, comparable to what the top private jet mechanics make. But there's something that commercial adds that corporate doesn't. Health insurance, retirement, profit sharing, and flight benefits. If you can stack all that compensation together, it runs well past what the paycheck shows. And I think that's the real edge that the major airlines have against corporate, is the benefits. And there's one more piece that almost nobody factors in. Aircrafts don't stop needing maintenance. Every aircraft needs repaired, and every repair needs to meet the FAA standards. And that keeps qualified mechanics in high demand, regardless of what the economy is doing. Now, no career is really guaranteed, but this career has stayed one of the most stable out of any other one. Strong demand, strong benefits, and a ladder with clear rungs at every single stage, making it so much easier to climb higher and higher. Which brings up one more rung that people really never go into. There's kind of a ceiling above the ceiling. Here's the thing about every number that I gave you. From $18 to $25 to $33 to $47 to $71 to $140,000 a year, they're all capped. Someone else decides your ceiling. And there's one more path that doesn't have that cap. If you own a shop instead of work for someone who does. There's no top rung on the ladder anymore. No seniority list, no pay grade that's over yours. What you build is what you make. And that's not a path for everyone. It's slower, it's riskier, you have no benefits. It takes years of experience before it's even realistic. But it's worth knowing. Now I'll be honest, that's the direction that I want to head to long term. And it's not instead of the career that I'm on right now, it's built on top of it. Everything that I do today is a foundation to build on top of. Which brings me right back to today, $18 an hour, while I'm finishing my A&P course at Salt Lake City Community College and working full time. And I know that's not the end of my story, it's just the beginning. When I finish my A&P and become certified, I'll be making $33 an hour. And with that experience, I'll be able to move to other shops and make up to $41 an hour. And beyond that, the corporate work is $71 an hour. And that's not too far after working in other shops. And somewhere far past that is ownership. Now I'm putting all of these real numbers out there right now, not just the eventual one. Because I think that that's the useful part that people looking into this career actually could use. Now my job today is funding FergAir, building my foundation. And eventually the company that I could build on top of it. So, is A&P financially worth it? Yes. Not because it can make you rich overnight, because it's a clear path from entry level to six figures, with a ceiling that can move even further, the further you're willing to go. If you have any questions about salary, airlines, or breaking into this field, drop them into the comments below. I read them every day and I'd be happy to answer them. If this video helped you, I'd consider subscribing. Next Monday, I'll be going through one question that every new A&P asks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.